you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar journeys are going famously. I got something cool to show you today. It's ways that you can attach your licks to your arpeggios to your scales using what I call guide strings. It makes it just a little bit easier for those big brains of ours to see these connection points so we could run our arpeggios into our scales, mix them together, and they make good musical sense, and you come out with some well-phrased lead guitar lines without too much worrying about, well, I'm thinking all the time, I think, oh, I'm going to connect this to this and this, and instead you could just play, and this makes it a little easier. And I'm going to show you, I'll show you an arpeggio, we'll go over some scales, and I'll show you some ways to connect this using this principle. I think you'll really like it. It really will help you kind of see the fretboard a little bit more as like one big scale, one big opportunity, and not in, you know, like individual boxes or shapes. And if you'd like to receive a free video lesson that's not here on YouTube, where I'm going to actually talk about one of these scales that I'm going to play for you extensively and go over all kinds of licks within that scale shape and show you how to use it and move it around in keys, if you would like that free video lesson and a coinciding ebook I put together that has all kinds of scale shapes, I think it's like 20 scales, 21 scales diagrammed out, just click on that link in the text box below this video. Follow those screens and I will send you a free video lesson and a coinciding ebook, all for free, from NextLevelGuitar.com. I'm going to show you a little A minor arpeggio and how to connect it. We'll connect it to like A minor pentatonic and a blues scale. Now, when you heard me playing in the intro to this, I basically was playing over a jam track that was basically an A minor to an F to a G chord, and it was in the key of A minor. And you heard me play a lick that sounds something like this. And what I did there was I played an A minor arpeggio, ascending and descending, but when I was descending it, I was concentrating on one string and I was letting that guide me back into a scale shape, in this instance A minor, pentatonic, and blues, so I could connect those two together kind of seamlessly. Remember, all an arpeggio is notes of a chord played separately. Okay, and good arpeggio playing kind of mixes together licks and arpeggios with our scalar notes and whatnot. So we're going to play a minor arpeggio, root, flat third, fifth. In this instance, we're going to use A minor, but this arpeggio is movable. First finger on the root note. It has a cool sound to it. Okay, so there what I was doing was I was taking the arpeggio, connecting it to a scale shape. So here I am at the 5th fret. That's our A note, our root note. Remember, we're playing this. I'm going to show you the A minor arpeggio first. The notes of an A minor arpeggio, or a minor chord, A minor triad, is A, C, and E. That's our root, flat third, and 5th. Okay, so the arpeggio is going to look like this. Let's take it that far first, and I'll tab this out for you so you can see it. And then descending. Right? Really cool sound. Here it is a little faster. So get that first. And then go on from there. Right? And here's that's your minor triad up top. There's our A, C, E. Here's a little faster. Up top, I did a little pull off from that 12th fret E note back to the C note, 8th fret. So for the lick part, remember we're all about guide strings in this lesson. So when I get back to that D string, that's the string to keep an eye on. Because that, I'm going to let it guide me back 3 frets, and I'm right in this minor pentatonic box. So the scale I'll use will just be like the minor pentatonic and blues scale, but part of the expanded scale. So let me show you that scale. That is in, again, we're still in A minor here. We're just going to use that much of it. Here's our blue note, flat 5, right? So you notice what I do is, so when I get on to that D string, and I'm on the C note on that 10th fret, just slide it all the way back to the 7th fret. Then use your first finger on the 5th fret. right? Then you're right here in that box. Descend right down the blues scale. On the A string, I got 7, 6, 5. Then I did that little hammer on, 5th to 6th fret. Slide to that 3rd fret. Low E string, 5th fret, 3rd fret, low E string, 5th fret. You could vary it, you know, use slides. Do that flat 3rd to major 3rd bend. Right? So slow, you get this. Here's the whole thing slow. Right? And that's using the D string as the guide tone. You just come up with different licks and riffs. You could even go, you don't have to go down the scale, you can go back up it. So you get stuff like this. Right? All by picking one string and using it as a guide tone. I could have done the same thing on the G string. Stop, instead of going back down to the D, stop at the G string. Play a little blues lick. Right? So you get this. And do a little trill on the A, on the root note. Then descend. Okay, so now you know the arpeggio and the scale shape, and like I was showing you before, in that particular lick, when you get up to the D string, that's what you're going to focus on. That D string, and then let that string guide you back to wherever you want to go, whether it be A minor pentatonic in blues, A natural minor, whatever scale you're soloing over in that given jam. But it's a great way, and you can just slide it even. And then you go back and play tons of different licks, right? But you're using that to phrase together your licks. In this instance, we're using the D string. So if you could kind of think of these in these little bite-sized pieces that you're connecting and phrasing together. And I know at first you're going to have to think about and say, okay, I'm going to connect this and this. And once you practice this will become more second nature, and you can let your ear guide you to the hip landing notes and those hip tones. But at first, it's a good way to practice. Put on a jam track and just kind of rock out and see what you can come up with. Get creative with it. We have tons of jam tracks at nextlevelguitar.com on the website. I also sell jam track CDs. I'll put some of those links in the text box also if you want to check them out. I got some great jam tracks I recorded in the studio, mastered. They sound killer. Try to, find a couple of cool licks using one string as a guide string to connect it to an arpeggio or another lick. Give it a try. I think it'll really help you. Hey, remember, go to our website, nextlevelguitar.com. There's over 1,000 video lessons, written lessons, jam tracks. The site is absolutely packed for beginners, intermediates, advanced players, all genres of music. Check it out. There's a free 3-day pass right on the homepage. You have nothing to lose. Check it out, enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care and keep on rocking.